Welcome everyone back to Boston, Massachusetts for Tuesday Night Titans, and it is with great pleasure that I say thank you to Dean Morgan, and we get in with a Mafia main matchup as Scotty Steiner takes on Perk Angle. Hot body Scotty Steiner, Big Papa Pump, the big bad booty daddy, makes his way down the aisle. Unmatched, unrivaled in terms of physique. Big Papa Pump making his Tuesday Night Titans debut. Has apparently been workout buddies with Dean Morgan for some time now. Finally makes his way into the Tuesday Night Titans wrestling ring. And will he be able to defeat a man that he knows very, very well? This may be the opening contest, but this could be a main event caliber match anywhere else. And while it is still a new landscape here in M&A TNT, these two men could absolutely look to benefit from that open opportunity. They've got Scott Steiner in, but now it's time to say yeah, because we've got Perk Angle headed down to the ring. This man is off a Perk 90 and ready to whoop a man's ass. Perk Angle, one of the most inspirational wrestlers to young aspiring drug users and paraphernaliacs. Finally making his way to Boston, Massachusetts to Tuesday Night Titans to show off his gold medal, his grappling acumen, and most importantly, to find a new dealer. This promises to be a match unlike any that we've seen in Tuesday Night Titans before, as two of the greats from a previous generation do battle. And Perk Angle starting off just lighting up Scotty Steiner. Tiger suplex to Steiner. Picking him up and just laying in the shots, but Steiner fights back. These two had their first ever singles match over 15 years ago. Bimmy to Jimmy to Steiner. At Destination X 2007, Steiner losing to Kurt Angle via sunset flip powerbomb. Now they find themselves back in one another's grasps. Huge enziguri there by Scott Steiner, takes down Perk Angle, but Angle starting to get back to his feet. The glassy-eyed gladiator getting lifted up and dropped right back down by Big Papa Pump. And a release German suplex as well. I bet Kurt didn't even feel it. As Steiner looks to take flight, he doesn't often go here, but that big body splash missing shows exactly why. As Scott Steiner lands hard, but a big knee lift to recover. Scott Steiner maintains control with a big backbreaker and just bending him backwards over the knee. And Angle back up, grabbing Steiner. Big flatliner to Steiner. And now returning the favor with a release German. You've got no choice but to go when Angle comes to town. Now Steiner back in control, focusing on the arm. Going to try and weaken it up for the Steiner recliner. As Scott Steiner stays on, Perk Angle does a spin for the punch, and even another one to make sure he could burn off that momentum before slamming the bald head into the mat. And now Steiner continuing to do some offense. Look at the power. Davey Boy Smith, eat your heart out, running power slam from Hot Body Scotty, but not able to get more than a 1 count. And Scott Steiner throwing Kurt Angle into the corner. Perk Angle in a bad spot. What does Scotty have in mind here? Oh, good Lord, look at this. The mind games! An avalanche Olympic slam, but Angle reversing. Oh, this is how he beat him all those years ago. A reversal into a power bomb off the top. My God. My God. Angle knew the counter to his mega death maneuver. And now wrenching it for a Northern Lights with the hammerlock. Angle knew the counter. Steiner tried to play dirty. Up to the top. Nobody evades the Perk Angle moonsault. Angle now trying to get the foot. He's got it locked in, and he's got the ankle lock applied. Steiner trying to reach for James Jackson's hand, trying to get him to stop from submitting. But Angle, a man with a love for toes and a hatred for ankles, lets it go. Goes for the suplex. Steiner on one leg, suplexes him back, but you see him nursing that left leg. Steiner, though, oh no, not this. Thank goodness that James Jackson shielding the eyes of the children at ringside, the Magna Claw. But Angle sweeps the left leg that has been damaged by the ankle lock. And Steiner now just thrown overhead. That wheel is definitely coming to affect Scott Steiner here in this contest as he rakes the eyes. Went for the stomp, but a shot right to the stomach by Steiner opens Angle right up. Oh, good Lord, not this way. Oh, Steiner looked like he may have been clouding for the Steiner screwdriver, but not quite. Oh, goodness me. Alabama Slammer from the Detroit Dominator, and a stomp to the stomach as well. Scott Steiner just slamming his head into the ring and goes for the cover. Only a 1 count as Perk Angle pops that shoulder up like it was a Perk 30. Steiner now looking to be countered by Angle perhaps here. Angle takes a knee to get some leverage, but fires off a shot to the kidney and another one. A third creates some separation. Saw him do this before, the hammerlock, Northern Lights. Beautifully executed by Perk Angle, and he's going back to the left leg. The ankle lock once again applied. Rope breaks don't mean shit, Scotty. It's all about if you can survive against the Olympic hero. Got it locked in deeply, but once again, Angle opting to let him go and just attack the leg. Angle wants to break the leg of Scotty Steiner before going for the pin. And Steiner kicks out at 2 from that vicious assault to the leg, so Angle's going back up top. Only one thing in mind, what are you doing? The moonsault! But he got the knees up. You see him nursing that left leg, though, all the damage done. And the knee having to take a brunt of the damage, but now it's time. Will the leg play a factor? The Steiner recliner is applied, and Angle submits to Scotty Steiner. What a match that was between two men who know each other so well. But Big Papa Pump, the big bad booty daddy, when he comes around, all the hoochies are in town. And as we get into our next contest, we have got a newcomer, three-way contest between three new signees. Two Tuesday Night Titans out first. Leon de Carrera makes his way down the aisle. Nothing on the line here except establishing yourself here in Tuesday Night Titans. To all the loyal fans at ringside, the TNT faithful, and to all the boys in the back, you've got to make sure they know what you're about. And Leon de Carrera making his way down the aisle, definitely has an imposing silhouette. I wonder if all that ensemble he has on will slow him down any. Leon de Carrera will be taking on Mark Sexton and Akira Shibata here tonight. This is a first of its kind matchup. Nothing on the line again, just trying to establish that you are the best. Akira Shibata makes his way down the aisle now. This young man has been proven to be incredibly athletic as he has toured the American independent scene. Now finds his place in Tuesday Night Titans here in Boston, and with just a week until the first major premium live event, Tuesday Night Titans presents Make or Break live from Niagara Falls. Could one of these three men look to maybe earn an opportunity at a future PLE? And outlast a man who needs no introduction, but I shall give him one anyway. Mark Sexton making his way down the aisle. This man repping Canada, much like our humble founder and the reason we're all here, Dean Morgan. Mark Sexton, of course, was signed to Tuesday Night Titans in its original form, but was never brought to television. Now Dean Morgan looks to change that paradigm. Mark Sexton definitely has the most experience of any of these three, but will he be able to parlay that into a victory here tonight? Mark Sexton definitely soaking in the adulation. Next week he would love to be back in his home country. And while the card is set, it is always time and place to make your name known. Mark Sexton seems like he has a lot on his mind. Ice water through his veins. You can see cool, calm, and collected. Elimination rules is the name of the game. Let's get into this one. And Leon de Carrera and Akira Shibata square off against one another first, as Mark Sexton more than happy to let them duke it out in and amongst themselves. And Mark then gonna take advantage when it suits him best with a vicious inverted suplex. Sexton trying to take advantage of Leon de Carrera, but taken down. Shibata now letting these two interact with one another. Vicious uppercut to Mark Sexton. And now Leon de Guerrera having something in mind. Bulldog looked like he tried to land on top of Sexton, but he got out of there quick, fast, and in a hurry. Tossed to the corner by Leon de Guerrera. Mark Sexton in a bad spot as the left leg is hammered in. And all three men now just trading blows between one another. And Mark Sexton with a controversial maneuver banned by the Massachusetts State Athletic Commission, but it is a referee discretion. And James Jackson letting him go. Vicious, though, by Mark Sexton, and the fans letting him know about it. Definitely not best pleased with Mark Sexton. And Leon de Guerrera paying him back for that vicious maneuver with that German suplex. Very nice inverted DDT out of the backflip there by Akira Shibata, and he wasn't best pleased by that brutal display of lack of sportsmanship by Mark Sexton. Shots in the stomach, and Sexton in the middle. Look at that incredible block there by Sexton on that roundhouse kick, however. Akira Shibata goes right to the arm, making sure it's going to be harder to block, and now just tripping him up indiscriminately, hammer fisting the face area, and a standing shooting star. Mark Sexton definitely gained two enemies there with his use of that illegal tactic. The arm clutch maneuver that he utilized on Leon de Guerrera has made him very unpopular, it would seem. Leon de Guerrera grabbing Akira Shibata, but Shibata reversing once again into that inverted DDT. We've seen him utilized quite a few times in this match in different varietals. Vicious money clip suplex slam there by Akira Shibata as Mark Sexton exits the ring. He's done with the wrestling. It's time to get to fighting as he's got a steel chair in hand. Akira Shibata locking eyes with Mark Sexton, waiting to see who's going to blink first. Elbow drop to the back as Sexton gets in. Shibata tried to disarm him, but Shibata managed to on the second attempt. Tilt-a-whirl head scissors takes down Sexton, and Shibata realizing he's got to even the score, looking under the ring and grabs a Singapore cane. But Leon de Guerrera takes down Shibata, and Mark Sexton mayhaps just playing mind games by introducing the weapon first. Starting to just lace Guerrera now, and Mark Sexton has him hooked. Looking for a suplex here. The smaller Leon de Guerrera with a less than textbook German suplex, but still does the job of taking down Sexton. Look at that, working in small places is Akira Shibata. And does not get the three on Leon de Guerrera. And again, Mark Sexton trying to utilize that chair, moves out of the way of the cutter. And now Akira Shibata grabbing Sexton, but Sexton pushing him away. And a vicious running lariat just clubbing Shibata to hell and back. Leon de Guerrera throwing Mark Sexton into the corner, and Shibata in his way. Leon de Guerrera going to do something about that, throwing Shibata into the corner now. Destino from Mark Sexton, and he goes to cover. Could this be the first elimination? It will not be. Akira Shibata grabbing the chair now, but Mark Sexton no matter. Twisting Samoan drop onto the chair. Good God. But Shibata kicks out of that Samoan drop onto the chair. Leon de Guerrera throwing Mark Sexton back into the corner now. Has some bad intentions in mind, slamming Sexton onto that chair. And Sexton rolls to the outside. Leon de Guerrera wasting no time, hitting a jumping Frankensteiner onto Akira Shibata. Up to the middle rope. Leon de Guerrera so comfortable on the ropes. What does he have in mind? Twisting. Went for a backflip. Could have been looking for a moonsault, then went for a punch of some sort there, but Akira Shibata countered it. Both of these men wrestling very similar high acrobatic styles. Corkscrew shooter from Akira Shibata. And Leon de Guerrera's out of there. Mark Sexton in. Akira grabbing him and shooting him to the corner. Akira Shibata looking for something big here. Triangle drop kick to Sexton. Could that be enough to put away Mark? Shibata went for the moonsault, but Sexton getting back up, grabbing the chair, but dropping it almost immediately as he saw Shibata getting back to his feet. Look at these shots from Sexton, just indiscriminately grabbing him before hitting a northern lariat to the back of the head. And Sexton is just on a roll right now against Akira Shibata. But Shibata managed to counter. Money clip from Akira Shibata. Shibata scales to the top rope, looking forward again, perhaps corkscrew shooter to Mark Sexton. And Sexton kicks out of the corkscrew shooter that put away Leon de Guerrera. Akira Shibata wedging that chair into the turnbuckle. Mark Sexton grabbing the leg. Dragon screw from Sexton could get him back into this one. Mark Sexton now going to have to deal some damage. Tosses Shibata up and over. This has to end within the 20 by 20. And Shibata now becoming the second person in this match to be brutalized by this illegal technique. Again, banned by the Massachusetts State Athletic Commission due to its brutality. But Mark Sexton does not care. And James Jackson is letting it go. And Shibata getting some payback with that rope step tope con hilo. Fantastic control of the body and confidence in the ropes. And Shibata nails Mark Sexton in the back with that chair before placing it back into the turnbuckles. And Shibata reversed by Mark Sexton. Mark Sexton to the corner, and he's tuning it up to much music. The super kick hurt, no. Shibata countered, vicious neck breaker. And now Shibata picks him up, could be looking once again for that money clip, and he nails it. Goes for the cover on Mark Sexton, and Shibata not able to seal it. Akira Shibata looking to go up top one more time. Corkscrew shooter for the third time, the second to Sexton. And that will not seal it. Mark Sexton kicking out of so much. Springboard cutter is evaded by Mark Sexton. And he grabs the chair. Oh, and Shibata takes him down. Mark Sexton looking to deal one final blow here. We saw it earlier on the chair. No chair needed. Twisting Samoan drop. Is that gonna do it? No, Shibata kicks out at 2. Both men have taken 2 of each other's best maneuvers and had the counter. Look at that incredible technical acumen by Mark Sexton, able to counter whatever Shibata was going to into a simple wrist lock. Went for the running super kick, but if anybody knows a thing or 3 about super kicks, it's Mark Sexton. Sexton just lacing Shibata with these shots, now has him up. Snake eyes to Shibata. Sexton tuning it up, trying to find the channel for much music because he's got the sweet chin music to Akira Shibata. And that will seal it for Mark Sexton to win the newcomer 3-way. Well, we can definitely not forget Leon de Guerrera. Mark Sexton and Akira Shibata clearly have some bad blood with one another, and I expect that this is far from finished between those two as we move into our next match. And as we get into our next contest, we have got a battle of two different generations of Tuesday Night Titans as Casey Sharp looks to take on Jet Mulligan. Casey Sharp, of course, carried TNT on his back when it was a fledgling brand struggling to gain relevance outside of Boston, Massachusetts. The 29-year-old from Oakland, California, was the inaugural TNT World's Champion, but he was out on the shelf with an injury until tonight, where he returns to his old stomping grounds to take on a new breed of Tuesday Night Titans wrestler, Jet Mulligan. And out here next is Jet Mulligan, the King of New York. And he may as well be the most hated man in the arena here in Boston. A man who proudly proclaims that he is the king of the fucked fuckers. Makes his way down the aisle, has never won a match here in Tuesday Night Titans, but you can guarantee one thing when you see this man in a Tuesday Night Titans ring. It is definitely not an outside possibility that you will see the best match of the night when you see Jet Mulligan in the 20x20. This man has such reckless abandon for himself, for his competitors, for the sport of professional wrestling. It's honestly sometimes a little hard to watch. But Jet Mulligan, one thing you can never accuse him of is not having the utmost dedication to his craft, even if it kills him. And if he can nail that vicious Owen driver, one of his signature offensive maneuvers, then Casey Sharp's neck may put him back on the shelf sooner than he expected. Two very young men here, both could easily be future stars of this new TNT. With Casey Sharp, he has said that his main goal with coming back is to get back to where he once was. So let's get into this one. Casey Sharp and Jet Mulligan look to lock horns. The past and the future meet in the present, and Casey lighting Jet up with an early exchange there, telling him exactly what he thinks of him. Casey, though, caught by Jet Mulligan, the smaller of the two. Not that you would know it by the way he competes. Vicious twisting DDT, and Mulligan to the top. And a shooter off the top from Jet Mulligan. Started, you mean to go on, and a standing one, but Casey got the knees up on that. Casey grabbing Jet Mulligan and just booting him right in the face. And an elbow drop as well. Casey Sharp unafraid to take to the sky when it is deemed necessary as he goes for the King Kong knee. But Jet Mulligan had that counter locked up. Jet Mulligan with a bottom rope moonsault to Casey Sharp. Going for it again, and he connects with it on Casey. Jet Mulligan has been flipping and flying since the opening measures. Yoshi Tonic and a vicious flip. Only gets a 1 for Jet Mulligan. Mulligan scaling the ropes once again. Looking for something big here. Double rotation moonsault. And that's going to get him a 2 on to Casey Sharp. Has Jet Mulligan done much in this match other than backflips of some varietal? My God. Oh, but Casey's had enough, and he punches Jet in the face with some brass knuckles. Well, that was definitely uncalled for. My God. Casey Sharp could have just broken Jet Mulligan's jaw. And I think Casey just hit the knuckles in Mulligan's boot as well, as if James Jackson and all of the TNT faithful didn't just blatantly see Casey nail Jet Mulligan in the mouth with those brass knuckles. Casey Sharp clearly a little perturbed at how Jet Mulligan was wrestling him here, so nailing him in the mouth off that brass knuckle shot. Jet Mulligan may not even know where he is right now as Casey Sharp just delivers debilitating penalty kicks and elbow drops to Mulligan. Mulligan finally with a gasp from underneath, and I never thought I'd see the day that the King of New York, the man who detests Boston more than just about anyone, is getting cheered here tonight, but Casey tells him to sharpen up. Goes for the cover. Jet Mulligan may not even know where he is right now, but he's able to kick out. And the fans shockingly firmly behind Jet Mulligan as a Yakuza kicks Casey's teeth into his stomach. Oh, good Lord. Owen driver to Casey Sharp from Jet Mulligan. Picking him up. 110th Street slam from Mulligan as well. Up to the top. Swanton bomb to Casey Sharp. And Jet Mulligan goes for the cover. And nearly gets the 3 on Casey Sharp off the Swanton, but you saw him take a little second trying to regain his composure, and it may have cost him the 3 count there. Can't say I blame him. He's obviously still reeling from that vicious brass knuckle shot. The knuckles, I believe, are currently stashed in Jet Mulligan's own boot. Casey trying to hide the evidence. Casey drags him to center ring and now has him locked in the muzzle lock. This is a move that's won Casey countless matches over world's champions, over main event players, and over has-beens and wannabes, but Jet defiantly breaks the grip. Casey goes for the cover and gets the win. Casey refused to let Jet Mulligan tap out, instead wanted to pin his shoulders to the mat. Casey still is as Casey does, but Jet Mulligan fought valiantly. Our next contest, we have got a very interesting one for you, as 4 men who in 1 week's time will be fighting one another for the inaugural Tuesday Night Titans National Championship are forced to do tag team action and try to coexist with one another. Out first, Marco Rodriguez, who may have picked up the most shocking victory of the National Championship Series, picking up a mostly uncontested win against Michael Young. This wasn't a knockout, drag-out brawl like we were used to seeing from Michael Young, as we could have come to expect from him here in Tuesday Night Titans. Marco Rodriguez beat him inside of 6 minutes. I mean, it could be that Michael Young, he may have had a cold, he may have been a little under the weather, but it doesn't matter. Marco got the biggest win possibly of his entire career. And now he can look to parlay that into a Tuesday Night Titans National Championship reign in the immediate future. But he is teaming up with a man who seemed like he was unbreakable last week, Aaron Wesley. Aaron Wesley sustained some of the best offense that Zach Anderson had to offer, sustaining 4 midnights right to the jaw and stayed standing to tell the tale. Aaron Wesley making his way to the ring. And he definitely could be considered a favorite to win the whole damn thing. The biggest man in that matchup for sure. And for tonight, he's got to watch out for Marco Rodriguez, but next week it'll be every man for themselves. And out next is the Diamond Daddy, Nicky Diamond. And when the Diamond Daddy is in the Tuesday Night Titans Arena, it is always Casa del Nicky Diamond. Nicky Diamond has earned a lot of criticism over the years, but recently, as a TNT original, has become adored by a subsection of the fans. And he could be an outside favorite to win it all. Former United States champion in the old days of TNT and helped create and facilitate the reigns of 2 World's Champions and a United States champion. And his tag team partner tonight, Isaiah Oxley, another TNT original, former Intercontinental champion, and a man who says that they are out to get him, has not elaborated on who they are. But Isaiah Oxley feels as though he is definitely being watched. The man they call Oxley may not be the man that I would pick to be my tag team partner. Single fall to a finish, 20-minute time limit here in this tag team contest. And Nicky Diamond going to utilize his size over Marco Rodriguez in the early going. But Rodriguez has some incredibly impressive victories, though if he makes more mistakes like that, they may be few and far between. Marco Rodriguez shoved back by the Diamond Daddy. And Marco slamming Nicky's arm down. Nicky with a vicious uppercut to Marco. And a twisting Uranagi as well. Say what you want about Nicky Diamond. He has the fundamentals of professional wrestling down pat better than most. Slams him in the corner. And looks like he is intentionally avoiding tagging the man they call Oxley. And now Nicky Diamond grabbing him up and hits a vicious jackhammer and tags in Isaiah Oxley. Marco Rodriguez not moving much, and Oxley immediately rushes to cover off the jackhammer. Waited entirely too long to do that, but Oxley immediately trying to get back out as well. That right there is smart by Oxley. Say what you want about the conspiracy theory against him. Say what you want about his methods. He is saving himself for next week. That fatal 4-way against these 3 men is going to be a match that can take years off your career. And Isaiah Oxley doesn't want to risk it in a tag match with nothing on the line. And look at these vicious under-the-jaw shots from Aaron Wesley. And tossing him into the corner area. So far, we've yet to see really any combination of these 4 men work as a team. Nicky Diamond and Isaiah Oxley clearly not too interested in working as a team, nor are Aaron Wesley and Marco Rodriguez. In the corner, Aaron counters with a big kick, and a chop sends Diamond back towards no man's land. Back up on the shoulders again, and a snake eyes puts Diamond seated in a bad spot, but he gets the boot up, and Nicky Diamond gonna try and get back into this thing, dragging big bad Aaron Wesley to the ropes, and to his credit, I don't know many men who would risk a shot to the jaw of Aaron Wesley, but the Diamond Daddy certainly one of them, using his speed to get out of the way and just face-washing Aaron Wesley. Diamond playing a little dirty, but I can't blame him against a guy the size of Aaron Wesley. And Diamond tagging back in Isaiah Oxley. Oxley immediately grabbed by Aaron and just tossed back to his side of the ring. Marco back in, and even still, it does not feel like any of these two teams are operating as teams. Taking down Oxley, and a big moonsault by Marco. And he tags back in Aaron Wesley. They seem to be getting on a little better than Diamond and Oxley, but even at that rate, is that saying much? Pull into the Saito there from Aaron Wesley. Isaiah Oxley's got to get back into this one in a hurry, but dropped on the top rope by Wesley is Isaiah Oxley. And look at that bang-a-rang from Aaron Wesley. And the big boy senton as well. Goes for the cover. But a breakup at 1 from Nicky Diamond. Diamond Daddy playing his part as a team player. And that may cost him, as Aaron Wesley looks to just take him to task, dropping him overhead. Isaiah Oxley grabbed by Aaron Wesley, and Oxley has not been able to do much of anything against Wesley here. And now Aaron Wesley, look at the power. Isaiah Oxley just left to dangle, and Wesley falls with that delayed suplex. Wesley goes for the cover, and Diamond once again in for the break. And once again, Wesley makes him pay with an overhead Beal, and Diamond gonna roll to the outside. Can't say I blame him. Oxley getting back into it now. Oh, good Lord, this is a hell of a way to do it. Pile driver to Aaron Wesley. My God, for the first move you do against a guy, that's a hell of a way to do it, but the follow-up King Kong is not enough. Aaron grabbing Isaiah Oxley and slamming him in the corner, and we're actually going to see some tag team offense by these two. Back suplex, into the ropes with that stun gun, and a release back suplex as well. Very interesting offense there by the Magic Man and Aaron Wesley. Marco throwing Isaiah into the corner. Isaiah Oxley put on the top rope. Oxley just kicking Marco Rodriguez right in the mush. And Isaiah went for a pumping forearm off the ropes. Marco wants none of that and tags in the big bad once again. Oxley moves out of the way, and he's going toe-to-toe with a man twice his size. Aaron Wesley now. Vicious cane bomb from Wesley. Oxley desperately wants out, and he makes the tag to the Diamond Daddy. And he's a House of Fire half-and-half suplex. And now just stomping on the leg of Aaron Wesley. And look at the power by the Diamond Daddy, just tossing Wesley by his leg. Diamond Daddy dragging Wesley to the center of the ring. Took some effort, but he got him there. Kick out at 1 by Wesley, though. And the Diamond Daddy, Nicky Diamond, has him up. Oh, good Lord, he could be looking for something here, but Wesley just bucks him over like he wasn't even there. And now throwing him in the corner. Wesley fires through, but Diamond moves the hell out of the way. That could have been a wrecking crew of a moment. Tiger release driver there by Nicky Diamond. Aaron Wesley just utilizing those boots, and then the big boy senton to follow through. Wesley grabbing Nikki and just throwing him into the turnbuckle. And once again, looking like we're going to see some teamwork here. We saw him do this before to Oxley. Now to Nikki Diamond. A very interesting tag team maneuver there by Marco Rodriguez and Aaron Wesley. And now Oxley, playing the role of the good teammate, gets right in to help Nikki Diamond. And a twist of hate to Marco Rodriguez, but Marco out at nothing. Marco didn't even let the ref's hand hit once. Oh, good Lord. What's in store here? Oxley thinks better of it, and Marco gonna make him pay. Oxley throwing Marco to the corner. Isaiah Oxley's got some ill intentions in mind. We've seen him throw caution to the wind before. But this is just crazy. Marco trying to pull himself back up, but it's not gonna matter. Isaiah Oxley, what are you doing? Van Terminator to Marco Rodriguez from Isaiah Oxley. Good Lord. Slice and dice to the back of the head. Wesley's in and almost missed it, but got the break. Oxley with a rana to Wesley to take him down. Oxley is running wild right now. And he's back up to the tippity top rope. King Kong knee drop to Marco. And tags in the Diamond Daddy. And Nikki could be looking to put an end to Marco Rodriguez right here. Has him up. Marco reverses the pressure with the sunset flip. Oxley in to break it, but Diamond kicked out. Marco grabs Diamond. Diamond reverses Marco. Marco and Diamond struggling for position here. Marco Rodriguez with a vicious swinging neckbreaker to the Diamond Daddy. And a big acai DDT. Could that seal it? No. Marco unable to get the three off the acai DDT. And Marco desperately wanting to get Aaron Wesley back in. But will he be able to do it? No. Aaron almost batting him off. Hail Mary and Aaron pushing Diamond Daddy off the top, nearly sent him to his own corner. Good God, that's what you call a tag move right there. And Aaron looking to reap the damage done. Up on the shoulders, ground zero for Diamond Daddy. And Oxley in for the break. Gut wrench suplex from Aaron Wesley. And another release to the Diamond Daddy. Kick in the head by Nikki, and a running shotgun drop kick takes Aaron down. Half and half suplex to Aaron Wesley. And he tags in Isaiah Oxley. Aaron takes Oxley out with that clothesline. But Oxley right back up. And Aaron takes him down again. Good God almighty. Aaron Wesley is a different breed of shark. Alabama Slammer to Isaiah Oxley, and Marco getting back in now. Marco with the Stun Dog Millionaire to Isaiah Oxley. And Diamond in for the break. Aaron Wesley taking Diamond out of the equation. Marco's up top. Could be looking for the spiral tap, and he gets it onto Isaiah Oxley. And Marco Rodriguez and Aaron Wesley get the win. And they definitely coexisted as a team better than the other two. But next week, they will be enemies. As you can see, a brief show of respect as we move into our next match. And as we get into our next match here in Boston, Massachusetts, we have got a battle between two participants who will next week contend for the Tag Team Championships as Michael Millers of the Melbourne Switchblades takes on Mountain Mike of the Mountain Men. Last week, Matthew Millers sustained the six-man gauntlet, getting 2 eliminations en route to winning and earning the opportunity for the Melbourne Switchblades. But now Mountain Mike will take on Michael Millers in this contest. The Melbourne Switchblades have been incredibly consistent here in Tuesday Night Titans. But now they look to try and get some momentum ahead of facing the tag team champions next week for those belts. And here he is, Mountain Mike, Mountain Sam, the Tuesday Night Titans tag team champions of the world. They defeated NF Team for those championships before their bloody breakup backstage. We'll see those two in action against one another in a tag contest later tonight. But right now, we have got the tag team champions scouting their challengers next week when they defend in Niagara Falls at Tuesday Night Titans Presents Make or Break. Will be the Mountain Men's first defense of those championships next week, but tonight it's all about scouting. The battle of the Mikes, the battle of the double M's. It's Michael Millers versus Mountain Mike, and Mountain Mike is a mountain of a man, and Michael Millers is going to have to try and do some damage to that base of his, starting out with a choke slam to Millers. Mountain Mike is a humongous individual, and look at the power, nearly threw Michael Millers out of the ring, reversing that bulldog. Michael can't even get close to Mike here. Mike now grabbing Michael and dropping him on the top rope. Mountain Mike just looking to throw Michael Millers hither and yon. Michael Millers is not a small man either. He's 6'2", 260 easily. But Michael Millers is trumped in size by Mountain Mike. He did manage to take him down there momentarily, but Mountain Mike got back up, and it seems like he's hitting harder. Mountain Mike fighting off Michael Millers. Running body tackle there, and a vicious clothesline kipped right up into the grasp. Slingshot lariat taking down Mountain Mike, and now this one is just a hoss fight and a half as Mike picks up Michael, dropping him on the top rope. And now grabbing Michael Millers is Mountain Mike before just tossing him to the side. And now trying to grab him for that chokeslam once again, but Michael Millers throwing Mountain Mike into the corner and working on the arm. Smart to work on the extremities of a guy the size of Mountain Mike. I would have worked on the legs before the arms, but he's seen that left arm and he sees a target with this Jujikatami over the top ropes. Mountain Mike could have an injury to the shoulder after something like that, and he grabs him and just tosses Michael with the good arm. Saw him there, he had his left arm firmly beside him. But But now Mountain Mike grabbing Michael Miller's, and Michael just punching him to reset. Oh, that is not smart, smacking a guy that size in the face. Running front drop kick to Mountain Mike there. Up to the tippity top rope. Went for the axe handle, but look at the agility by Mountain Mike. Did a shoulder roll. Can't say I expected him to do that. Oh, and again, the disrespect by Michael Millers for that front drop kick. This time taking down Mountain Mike. And now just clubbing him in the face. Michael Miller showing no fear against Mountain Mike. Kick from Millers. Oh, good Lord. And a Tiger Driver 2022. Will that be enough to seal it? No, Mountain Mike kicking out. Mountain Mike not put down by one. Tiger Driver 2022. Crosshatch neck breaker turned cutter by Michael Millers. And is that gonna do it? No, Mountain Mike kicking out at 2. Michael Miller stays on him. Look at the power to turn over big Mountain Mike for this Texas Cloverleaf. Wrapping up the legs. I said earlier, I'd target the legs if I were him, and that's why. Just with 2 legs, he managed to make Michael flip nearly out of the ring. Mountain Mike has been getting worked over in this one, but Michael Miller's looking to come back into it. Big dragon screw there by Michael Millers as he goes up top now. Big elbow drop, but Mountain Mike moved out of the way. Big chop to the head of Michael Millers, now picking him up, and a Jujikatoki under the jaw. The setup for the choke toss. And goes for the cover. And that was nearly the 3 for that one. But Michael back to his feet. Mountain Mike has him up and hits him with a big military press slam, but a kick right in the jaw resets him up. Shot right to the stomach of Michael Millers and a vicious overhead suplex as well. Michael Millers back to his feet, throwing Mountain Mike into the corner. Just using the ring as a weapon. That's what you got to do against a guy the size of Mountain Mike. Back to the left arm. We saw how much of an effect this had on Mike the first time. The second time it could permanently damage the arm. But Mountain Mike, none to stop wrestling. Exploder with the leg trap to Michael Millers. And that is not going to do it. Michael Millers kicking out. And now Mountain Mike grabbing Michael Millers, trying to figure out where to place him. But his hesitation is going to cost him as Michael gets out of that grip, that iron grip of Michael Millers. And now has him. Vicious twisting cutter out of the neckbreaker hold. And that will not seal it. Michael Millers unable to get the 3. Michael dragging big Mountain Mike to the center of the ring. And he's looking for that cloverleaf a second time. The Melbourne cloverleaf locked in. And he's cranking it back. Mountain Mike submits to Michael Millers. And that is an incredible amount of momentum to have going into next week. Michael Millers picking up a very dominant win against Mountain Mike. And will that be the case next week as we move into our next match? As we get into our next contest, we've got a battle of tag teams as the Acclaimed in the house. Yo, listen to what they have to say. And they are taking on Gavin Daniels and El Rey Del Air. They had some very choice words for the odd couple, the uneasy allies that are Gavin Daniels and El Rey Del Air. But it's hard to say that any of it was not true. I mean, there is a lot to say about these two, but what you could not say about the Acclaimed is that they're liars. They may be exaggerators, but they are far from, not exposing the fact that Gavin Daniels and El Rey Del Air do not like each other. Gavin Daniels and El Rey Del Air were bitter rivals, and for a reason that we've never really been given, they are now tag team partners. We've never been told why they suddenly put aside their differences. Out first, the son of Kazuya Mitsushi, El Rey Del Air, makes his way down the aisle. And El Rey definitely has a very interesting path to this point. Former world's champion in several different places, a second-generation professional wrestler. And he finds himself teaming with someone who we all thought was a mortal enemy of his. But he definitely has to answer for something eventually, you'd have to think. But El Rey Del Air and Gavin Daniels have been relatively successful here in Tuesday Night Titans and in places abroad. They've won tag team championships together. But all the while, it does not seem like they are even remotely close to gelling as tag team partners, and I have to wonder at what point this all boils over.
Are you deaf? Can you hear me? 'Cause I'm sick of it all. Always digging in my skin.
And this man in particular has been very critical of his tag team partner, El Rey Del Air, the punk rock paradox, Gavin Daniels. He has had no kind words to say about El Rey Del Air, saying that he drags them to every victory, that he struggles mightily to deal with El Rey and his lack of killer instinct. But Gavin Daniels and El Rey Del Air, despite themselves, it normally seems, are quite successful in the ring and tag team act. Gavin Daniels and El Rey Del Air seemingly almost, despite themselves, normally perform quite well as a tag team. And you see him there, often has a lot to say to cameraman number 11. Says, watch me carry him now. Gavin Daniels, the punk rock paradox, soaking it all in. So it's going to be Platinum Max starting off against El Rey Del Air here tonight. 20 minutes on the clock, as is standard for tag team contests. And Max throwing El Rey into the corner and just chopping him hard in the chest. Max Caster soaking in the adulation of the fans, and El Rey not a fan of that. Hit a Shining Wizard to the back of the head. Max Caster, this time it's a springboard, a headbutt to El Rey's back. Good Lord. And now just hammering away onto El Rey's face. Max Caster now just locking him in to a camel clutch here. And El Rey escaping. And El Rey looking to tag in Gavin. And he actually does it. Kind of shocked that Gavin tagged in this early. And El Rey even stopping Gavin from flying out of the ring there. They're actually performing a little bit better than I typically expect them to. So maybe there's some progress being made after all. But the rabbit punches from Platinum Max Caster. Definitely a good way to stagger the punk rock paradox as Platinum Max takes it well over into the Acclaimed territory. Big chop, but Gavin got the blockers up on the follow-through. Snapmare from Gavin. Off the ropes with a big Yakuza kick. No, countered by Platinum Max. And a running neck breaker as well. And now Anthony Bowens of the Acclaimed in on Gavin, who just fires away. And Bowens taken right down to follow up. Gavin wants out of there, and El Rey will oblige this time. Bowens and El Rey now in the ring. Big Michinoku driver there by Anthony Bowens. Not much cohesion being shown by El Rey and Gavin Daniels now, as now the rabbit punches from Anthony Bowens. Meanwhile, Bowens and Caster, they wrestle like a well-oiled machine, a tag team, and knows one another inside and out. But now Bowens out and Caster in, ripcord forearm smash, and that ain't enough. Ripcord knee as well, right in the corner of Gavin, almost testing to see if he'll break it up, and he will. He'll take the bait, but Caster seemed like he was more testing Gavin's loyalty to El Rey than anything else. El Rey desperate to get out of there, and he does. Bowens and Daniels back in. This time Bowens gets the first shot in. And dropping Gavin Daniels on the top rope. Running tornado DDT to Anthony Bowens. And a kick right in the head from Gavin Daniels. Regains control for the punk rock paradox. And now up and over, Gavin Daniels is sent. Gavin eats an elbow on the floor. Of course, there is a 20 count on the floor for tag team matches. Typically no counts here in Tuesday Night Titans, but in tag team contests, you got to keep an eye on the numbers. 20-second time limit on the outside, 20-minute time limit on the match overall. And now tossed back in the ring is Anthony Bowens. Gavin taking the long way around, and Bowens looking to meet him back out there. But Gavin baited him in just to throw him into the steps. That right there is what makes Gavin Daniels so sneaky, and even blows him a kiss. Anthony clearly a little heated by that exchange. Gets back in the ring, went for the Yakuza, but nobody home. Big jumping neck breaker to Anthony Bowens. Gavin Daniels so hard to get a beat on. Went for the shotgun dropkick, but Bowens just brushed him aside. And Anthony with a big single underhook suplex there to Gavin Daniels. Now dragging Gavin to the center of the ring. Picking him up. And Anthony Bowens looking for something big here. Brain breaker to Gavin Daniels. That is absolutely vicious. But only going to get a 2. Max Caster gets in. Maybe trying to argue with the ref. But James Jackson says it was 2. Stomp to the arm. And Caster finally back in. Platinum Max just taunting Gavin Daniels, telling him to get to his feet, calling him to attention. And Platinum Max going to take down Gavin here. No, Gavin backflips out of it. And connects with a Snapdragon to Max Caster. And he's going to get back in the ring now. And El Rey Delaire in. Off the ropes. Slingshot Lariat takes down Max Caster. And El Rey looking to live up to his namesake. Big frog splash from El Rey Delaire. Vicious. But only gets 2 on Platinum Max. El Rey picking up Caster. Kick here. Could be looking for the Kazuya kill shot. No, went for a Tiger Driver instead. And now we're seeing a little bit more cohesion. While you're very rarely, if ever, going to see Gavin Daniels and El Rey operate as a traditional tag team, they certainly are starting to get a bead for one another. Let each other get some rest in. Camel clutch applied here on Max Caster, but Anthony in for the break. And the high kick right to the mouth of Anthony Bowens. Takes him right down, and a second one from Gavin for good measure. And Anthony rolls to the floor off of that. Good God. Gavin Daniels now out of the ring as El Rey back in against Max Caster, KO right to the back of the head. And now El Rey Delaire locking him in a twister. Oh my God, this is a brutal submission hold. But Max Caster managing to break the twister applied by El Rey Delaire. Max Caster fighting out of the grip from El Rey. Up on the shoulders, but El Rey quickly gets back to his feet. Sling blade. And follows it up with a drop kick to the side of the head. And I'll be honest, they're performing better as a tag team than I expected. Caster getting back to his feet. Unclear if Bowens is back on the apron yet. Gavin has him up. Paradox. Pile driver to Max Caster. But he lets him go and opts for a second attempt, and Caster kicks out. Gavin was trying too hard to mess with Max Caster, and it cost him. Caster with the dragon screw to Gavin Daniels. Went for the lion salt, but not able to connect with it. Shot right in the stomach, and punches him clean in the mouth as well. Back in the ring is Anthony Bowens, and Caster looking to get some breathing room in. Back elbow to Anthony Bowens, and an inverted suplex. And once again, we're seeing El Rey and Gavin spend only about 45 seconds to a minute in the ring. Bomb-aye from El Rey, but it allows them to re-establish dominance in this matchup. Big bomb-aye there from El Rey, now going up to the top, and Caster tries to take him down, but it may not matter. Tuck and roll elbow to Anthony Bowens. And now Anthony in a bad spot as El Rey locks him in the bow and arrow. Will Bowens be forced to submit? Caster thought he'd let him get out of it, but then there for the break on his tag team partner. El Rey, though, not best pleased with that. Tiger driver to Caster. And El Rey eschewing him out of the ring. El Rey back to the top rope. Diving double axe handle crowns Bowens. Kame Goye to Anthony. El Rey's not done. A second Kame Goye to Bowens. And Caster's on the outside. El Rey's got him in his sights. This could play perfectly into their card. No, Bowens dead weighted him. Short arm lariat to El Rey Delaire. That could have just saved the match for the Acclaimed. El Rey Delaire, a taste of his own medicine with the bow and arrow applied to El Rey Delaire. Such a brutal submission hold. Oh, jumps out, goes for the pin, but Bowens kicks out before the ref can even get down for it. Kick from Bowens. Oh, good Lord, the arrival from Anthony. Now gonna try and get the pin perhaps on El Rey, but Caster's still out. It's ostensibly 2-on-1. And Gavin there to break it up. And Anthony grabbing Gavin Daniels, lifting him up here. Oh, good Lord, a shoulder breaker to Gavin Daniels. Getting a little bit more offense in, but El Rey there to deal some damage once again. Tiger driver to Bowens. Gavin getting out of the ring, and El Rey's looking for it here. He's got the surfboard applied. Can he transition? And he will. Donagan Noah Kitty locked in. But will Caster be able to break it up? No! Bowen submits to the Donagan Noah Kitty, and another win for Gavin Daniels and El Rey Delaire. Caster was too busy taking care of Gavin Daniels, and Anthony Bowens had no choice but to submit. Another big win for these two. And as we get into our next contest, we've got the Grand Champion, Jamie Clark, taking on the Speedball, Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey has been touring America ever since being cleared to return, and he has been putting on banger after banger, and now he finds his way to Tuesday Night Titans against a man who has been putting on some incredible matches of his own. And Mike Bailey definitely could look to establish himself here to the Tuesday Night Titans faithful if he is able to pick up a big win over Jamie Clark here tonight. The Speedball, definitely one of the best professional wrestlers alive today. He is taking on Jamie Clark, the Grand Champion here on TNT, son of Alex and Cassidy Clark, and a man who many people are calling the new Lord of the Lariat with his vicious rendition of the 585. Trained under the tutelage of Michael Young. Last week picked up his first successful defense against Konosuke Takeshita. And next week we'll be facing Christian Cage. So he is certainly running through some of the best the world has to offer. Jamie Clark has a lot of respect for the Grand Championship and everything that it represents. He considers himself to be the most hard-working champion in wrestling today, and with the resume he has, it's hard to say he's wrong for having that opinion. Jamie Clark, though, definitely has never fought anybody quite like Speedball Mike Bailey. This one promises to be a fantastic matchup here tonight in Boston, Massachusetts. Let's get into this one. Speedball starting off with some shots to Jamie, but Jamie, the bigger of the two, not going to let that fly for long. Just grabbing him on the ropes now, just working the arm of Mike Bailey is Jamie Clark. And a huge double underhook brainbuster as well takes down Mike Bailey, tossing him right in the corner. Mike Bailey just getting worked over by Jamie in the early portion, kicking the leg out of his leg. Gonna make it harder to base for the Ultima weapon, and now just putting the boots to him. Definitely not a fan of Speedball, it would seem, as Jamie Clark, as Speedy throws him over the top. And oh, good Lord, Speedball just clubbering Jamie, on the ropes. Mike Bailey is just brutalizing Jamie here. And now Mike taking down Jamie once again and just pie-facing him. And this one has gotten quite personal in a hurry. And Mike Bailey! My God, the illegal maneuver on Jamie Clark. Speedball Mike Bailey. I cannot believe what we are witnessing. And the fans are chanting for Jamie Clark. Speedball Mike Bailey in one fell swoop has made these fans turn their backs on him. Big shot to the mouth. Jamie doing what a lot of the fans here would like to do, I'm sure. Drop on the top to Speedball. And now we saw Jamie get the submission win over Tony Samuels with this maneuver a number of weeks ago. But Jamie reversed by Speedball. Went for the Uraken, but nobody home. Back elbow to Jamie. And Uncle Speedy throws Jamie back over the top, but Jamie reversing him. No doubt Speedball was going to be looking for those devastating shots once again. Short arm lariat to Mike Bailey. And Jamie Clark hits a big vertical suplex, taking down Speedball. And Speedball reversing with a Northern Lights. And gets a 2, but not quite able to seal the 3. Jamie runs in and clotheslines Bailey right out of the ring. Good God almighty. Double underhook, brainbuster once again to Mike Bailey on the outside this time, and now just the rabbit punches to the side of the head. This one has gotten ugly in a hurry. Jamie now giving Bailey some space as he looks to enter the ring. Bailey right back after him, but Jamie's got him in his grasps. Uranagi from Jamie Clark. And gets the 2, but not the 3. And now Jamie picks him up. 585 takes his head off. And that could seal it right there. Goes for it and not quite. Jamie Clark reversed by Mike Bailey, who has not endeared himself to one of the locker room leaders of TNT. But the half-hatch knees may be a little bit of a devastation from Bailey as he goes up to the top. Could be looking Ultima weapon. No, calling Jamie to his feet. What does he have in mind? Diving, jumping forearm smash. Good Lord. Mike Bailey inventing new offense. Twister kick there by Bailey. Now to the middle rope. Ultima weapon, but Jamie got the knees up. Jamie not gonna let it end that way. And Jamie could be looking for something big here. Knee lift. 585 from Jamie, but he's not done. Grabbing Bailey and just stomping him indiscriminately. That 585 could have put him away, but Jamie not satisfied with that possibility. A second one takes Bailey down. All right, I guess that'd be a third one. Goes in for the cover, and Bailey kicks out of the third. 585 from Jamie Clark. Bailey sweeping the legs. Back up to the top rope. Bailey with the jumping thrust kick. And Bailey making sure Jamie is sequestered with a vicious shot to the head. Springboard moonsault by Mike Bailey. And Jamie counters Mike that time by Mike getting back to his feet against Jamie, using that back elbow to create some separation. Half-hatch knees once again utilized to take down Jamie. And Bailey going up one more time. Diving double foot stomp off the top rope. Simple and effective. Goes for the cover, and Jamie defiantly out at 1. Mike Bailey needs to change up his strategy a little bit here. Bailey trying desperately to figure out what offensive maneuver to do next. Decides on a forearm smash. And Mike Bailey calling him up now. Bailey with a big lariat. And Jamie right back up. Oh, went for the boot. Caught it and sweeped the leg of Jamie Clark. Did speedball Mike Bailey. And a Kamigoye as well to Jamie Clark. Bailey heading up. Jamie's a long way away. Ultimate weapon, but Jamie countered. Jamie grabs him. Uranagi from Clark. Goes for the cover once again. And Bailey, no, he kicks out of the Uranagi from Jamie Clark. And 585 once again to speedball. That has got to do it right. Jamie gets the win. And that was an absolute barn burner, going hell for leather against one another. My God. As we move into our next contest. And as we get into our next match, this is definitely going to be one that's hard to watch if you're a fan of BHJ. As BHJ first must take on one of the most dominant tag teams of the last 20 years, the Murder City Machine Guns. And immediately afterwards, he's expected to be a tag team participant for a 6-man tag involving people competing in matches next week. BHJ makes his way out to the ring. And he is going to have to take on the Murder City Machine Guns. They have relented and said that they will obey tag team rules, but I don't know if that's going to save BHJ very much. We have heard from Jet Thorne that he's asked the entire Tuesday Night Titans locker room, does anybody want to team up with BHJ against my friends, the Murder City Machine Guns? And nobody offered to team up with BHJ. I think that says a lot about the kind of man that BHJ is, or maybe more importantly, the kind of man that he isn't. And that is that he is not too friendly behind closed doors. But the Murder City Machine Guns, repping Detroit, Michigan, and representing Morgan and Associates, they get to weaken up BHJ before he is expected to act as a tag team partner in our main event. And now, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin in the ring. Let's get into this one. And BHJ grabbing Alex Shelley right away. Thrill of the kill to Shelley. And I mean, that could have been a quick way for BHJ to survive without much damage done. Shelley absorbed it though. And now just grabbing BHJ in this camel clutch. BHJ gonna quickly escape. But now BHJ trying to evade Alex Shelley here. Shelley looks to have reversed him, and he did. Managed to escape it. Went for the clothesline. TNA kick from BHJ. Back and forth they go. Shelley grabbing BHJ and hitting him with a La Sombra hammerlock DDT. And Shelley going to tag in Sabin. Again, unusually respectful of them to obey tag rules, but it was their suggestion to do just that. Looking for cradle shock, but BHJ reversing into an inverted DDT. And a club to the back from BHJ and a stomp to the arm as well. He's performing incredibly well here currently against the Murder City Machine Guns. Now a stomp to the face, and BHJ locking in a chin lock on Chris Sabin, but James Jackson, to his credit, telling him he's in the ropes. You got to let him go. Up on the shoulders, and Shelley had the reversal he needed. Sabin now with a knee to the back of BHJ. Alex Shelley on the apron, waiting to be tagged in if he needs, but he may not need it. Cradle shock to BHJ, and BHJ kicks out at 2. And BHJ definitely feeling the effects of this one, but he's still fighting with everything he's got to survive. Belly to belly suplex to Sabin, and Shelley's back in. And BHJ went for it, but a huge Beal throw overhead takes down BHJ. And Shelley throwing BHJ into the corner, but a back elbow from BHJ gets him where he needs to be. On the shoulders. Could be looking thrill of the kill. No, goes for a snake eyes instead, dropping Shelley down. Now grinding the boot into the turnbuckle off the ropes. Big boy senton there by BHJ. Now picking him up, went for a shot, but Shelley had the counter. And now he does a snapmare and a Yakuza kick to the face of BHJ. Counters an attempted offense from BHJ. And now dragging him to the corner. BHJ busted wide open. And they could be looking for the skull and bones. No, just a shot right to the head. BHJ bloodied after that shot in the turnbuckle, and Sabin opened it up some more, but BHJ managed to kick out. Chris Sabin picking up BHJ this time. Has him hooked. And a Canadian rack neck breaker from Chris Sabin taking down BHJ. Up to the top now. Big Detroit jam from Chris Sabin. And a springboard attack, but BHJ had the counter. Sabin goes for another and connects that time. BHJ couldn't counter it on the second attempt. Shining elbow. And now calling him up, but BHJ counters with a shot from the Iron Skull ring. Sabin does not care. Asylum driver from Sabin. And that does it for the Murder City Machine Guns. BHJ fought valiantly, but he's only one man against two world-class tag team competitors. As we move into our next match, BHJ will have no time to recover, surely. And as we get into our main event here in Boston, we've already got one of our competitors laying at ringside, BHJ, as he was just assaulted by the Murder City Machine Guns in a handicap match. But Jay Scott and Alex Clark will make their way out to the ring to try and help carry the load of BHJ, who's just been brutalized and bloodied. Jay Scott out first. He is going to be facing Noah Kekoa next week in Niagara Falls. And now out next is going to be Alex Clark, the TNT World's Champion, making his way down the aisle. And Alex Clark next week will be defending against Aiden Flynn in a match that he definitely did not want to have. Aiden Flynn last week earned the right to select his stipulation, and he decreed that Alex Clark is not allowed to utilize submissions. And if he does, he will be stripped of the championship. Now, crucially, that does not mean that Aiden Flynn will win the championship if Alex utilizes a submission. It means that it will be rendered vacant, and the match will end immediately. He did specify he is only referring to the Dragon Sleeper that Alex Clark utilizes. The Poetry of Silence will be banned next week in their title match. Alex Clark with no respect for the World's Championship, just throwing it on the ground. But BHJ finally gets to his feet. And out first is going to be the global icon, Aiden Flynn. And he is next week going to have an opportunity to become the TNT World's Heavyweight Champion. If he can beat Alex Clark, he has been incredibly impressive so far here in TNT. But Aiden Flynn has never before faced a guy quite like Alex Clark. He is a different breed when it comes to championship matches. Aiden Flynn soaking it all in for the benefit of those with fast fingers and smartphones. And out next is the man who is going to be taking on BHJ, the man who sent his hitmen after BHJ just a few moments ago. The man known as the leader of the Dead Youth. It is Chet Thorne. Chet Thorne makes his way down the aisle, and he is absolutely no stranger realizing the advantages provided to him by being allied with Dean Morgan. I mean, BHJ should not be forced to compete right now, but he absolutely is, because Jet Thorne and Dean Morgan sent those hitmen, those goons, Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley, after him. Jet Thorne entering the ringside area. Just contempt that he has for the Boston, Massachusetts fans. Says that he was wrongfully denied the opportunity to become TNT World's Champion. And as soon as he defeats BHJ next week in Niagara Falls, he's gunning for whoever the champion is, regardless of if it's Alex Clark or Aiden Flynn. Jet Thorne, a man who refuses to settle for mediocrity. A man who will push himself to greatness, and has done many times before. And outlast a man who definitely has had some shocking bad blood with Jay Scott. Noah Kekoa, former member of NF makes his way down the aisle. Next week he will take on Jay Scott in a NFT no DQ matchup, a no FT DQ matchup, excuse me. And Noah Kekoa maybe getting the most negative reaction we've heard all night from the fans here. Clearly not too popular. It's gonna be Jay Scott taking on Aiden Flynn to start this one out. 6-man tag team action for you. This is elimination rules. So to win, you must eliminate all of your opponents. Huge moonsault there by Aiden Flynn to take down Jay Scotty. And just dragging Jay, throwing him into the corner. But Jay with a back elbow needs to get away from that side of the ring. Goes low. May accomplish just that, but Aiden Flynn with that big boot to the stomach and throws Jay Scotty into the buckle. Just working on the arms of no finer talent. The non-fungible talent, Jay Scott, the master of the NFTs. Big vertical suplex there, and you see BHJ, looks like he managed to stop the bleeding on his forehead, but for how long? He was just able to stop it a little bit, then that surely is going to be a fresh wound. And BHJ enters the ring now against Aiden Flynn. These two have fought one time before in the old days of TNT, with Flynn getting the win. Big powerbomb there by BHJ, takes down Aiden Flynn. Aiden boots BHJ under the jaw, however, to take him down. Aiden Flynn throwing BHJ out of the ring, and Jet pulling the ropes down to facilitate it. And a standing shooting star. Jet Thorne may want to get some licks in on BHJ as well. BHJ countered, and BHJ now hammering away on Jet. But that opened him right back up for Flynn to do some damage. BHJ counters. And he is fighting like a dog out there, tossing him into the barrier at ringside. And BHJ now just brutalizing Aiden Flynn on the outside of the ring. They do have 20 seconds out here to do as much as they like. Thumping lariat there by BHJ. Up to a count of 8. Flynn and BHJ continuing to do battle. Flynn finally throwing BHJ back into the ring, but he's going the long way to get back in. At a count of 10, BHJ catches him with a vicious German suplex. And Jet Thorne is in. This is some bad blood right here between these two. And Jet grabbing BHJ and just dropping him on the top rope. And he's not even giving BHJ what he wants. Oh, and speaking of bad blood, Noah Kekoa and Jay Scott. Jay taking down Noah Kekoa. These two were best friends, investing partners. And now Noah Kekoa feels that Jay Scott lost him too much money, and he's sold out. And now Noah Kekoa and Jay Scott have some real issues with each other. Look at the power by Noah Kekoa. That right there is very impressive as he power slams Jay Scott. We've yet to see Alex Clark in the ring so far, but we've seen everyone else as Jet gets back in against Jay. Noah Kekoa holding the arm as he targets it, but a big back elbow. Jay Scott and Jet brush shoulders. Shot from Jay. Adam Smasher to Jet Thorne. Goes for the cover, but Jet kicks out at 2 off of the Adam Smasher. That was some fantastic offense there by Jay Scott, as he now grabs Jet Thorne and trying to drag him to his portion of the ring. Slams him in the corner, but Jet like a dog fighting out of it. He is used to fighting 2-on-1, 3-on-1 matches. And Jay tagging in BHJ now. BHJ Scott here with a neckbreaker bomb. And BHJ finally getting to do some offense onto Jet Thorne, but Jet kicks out. BHJ finally getting his hands on Jet Thorne, and it still doesn't matter. Jay trying to take out Noah Kekoa, and this one is breaking down. Jay cannot get Noah Kekoa out of the ring. Noah Kekoa doesn't want to Noah Kekoa. Noah Kekoa finally battering off Jay Scott. Big slam there. And NF Team are breaking down in the ring. All 3 matches next week breaking down. Big side slam there by Jet Thorne. But a kick out at 1 by BHJ. And it was nearly breaking down. James Jackson may have had to start handing out DQs if it went on for much longer. And Jet still not eager to be in the ring with BHJ as Noah Kekoa is in. And Alex Clark not even in the corner. Looks like he may have been nursing his leg. But Noah Kekoa with a big backbreaker. A huge body splash as well. This one is breaking down a lot. Another big body splash to BHJ, and all the damage he sustained already. And he spent the most time in this match of anyone. Hawaiian drop from Noah Kekoa. Jay knows how deadly that is and is in there for the break. And once again, NF Team, former best friends, locking horns with Noah coming out on top. BHJ looks like he's going to try and dead weight him. Will it work? It looks like it will. Shot to the stomach, and BHJ grabs Noah, and a huge exploder. He's got to get out of there. And the roof comes off this place as Alex Clark enters the ring. And he tells Noah Kekoa exactly what he thinks of him, pumping forearm to Noah Kekoa. Alex looked like he went for the poetry of silence, but Noah countered it. He's able to use it tonight, but not next week. Huge power slam. Aiden's in. He wants to deal some damage to Alex before next week. But that may be a mistake as Aiden is sent right back out. And Noah playing defense for the global icon. And Aiden now grabbed by Alex and just thrown into the barrier at ringside. As Alex is thrown back in. The M&A representatives have been operating as a well-oiled machine in there compared to their cohorts. But Alex with a big Rana to Aiden Flynn. And Noah's back in. BHJ is back in. BHJ runs right into the arms of Noah Kekoa. Big snake eyes to BHJ. And again, that body splash from Noah Kekoa. And a huge lariat takedown there by BHJ. Just slamming his head down. Still no eliminations in this thing. BHJ grabbing Noah Kekoa and Sidewinder gutbuster. And Alex is back in now. Oh, we saw him do this before. And can't connect with it the second time. And Noah's gonna make him pay for the hesitation, the Hawaiian drop to Alex Clark. And Alex nearly pinned by Noah Kekoa there. That would have been a story of the century. The world's champion pinned by Noah Kekoa. Big body slam and a shining elbow as well. Alex has Noah up. Final destination to Kekoa. And Noah kicks out of the final destination. Alex Clark has him locked in the poetry of silence. Aiden there to break it up, but it almost didn't matter. Noah was ready to tap, and Aiden broke it up. Next week, Aiden won't have to worry about that, as Alex Clark is banned from using it. But Alex clearly pissed off at Aiden Flynn. Huge Northern Lights to the global icon. Noah back up, but Alex caught him with the flapjack. And Alex more preoccupied with Aiden Flynn than he is with Noah Kekoa. That might be a mistake on his part. But Alex grabbing Aiden and just tossing him out of the ring. Good Lord. Noah gonna make him pay as Jet Thorne gets in now. A lot of history between these two. Alex Clark and Jet Thorne know each other so well up and over the top rope, but Alex reverses the pressure and reverses Noah Kekoa. Look at Alex Clark feeding off the energy, and Jet makes him pay. And Jet talking some smack now to Alex Clark before heading to the outside himself. Jet grabbing Alex now and dropping him on the apron. Gets him back up. Crucifix driver from Alex Clark. And he delivers a shot to Noah Kekoa for good measure. Alex back in the ring. Jet back in, went for the pumping forearm, but nobody home. And Jet picks up Alex. Oh, thrill of the kill. A shot at BHJ perhaps there. But Alex kicks out. Alex wants out of there badly. Pumping forearm. And that may provide the opening he needs. No, he's wasting valuable time as Aiden gets back in, and he hits Aiden with the pumping forearm. Alex Clark has been a one-man wrecking crew, but a huge fisherman suplex to Alex Clark as the two men will battle for the world title. The next week are in the ring, and a forearm into a shooter. And Alex kicks out at 2. That was nearly a big moment, as now Jay Scott gets beaten by the pack of dogs that is the M&A representatives. He's trying to help his friend Alex Clark, and it may have just cost him some teeth in the process. In the corner, BHJ has been resting for a long time, maybe close to as 100% as he can get. Oh, and the knee brace coming into effect. And Alex, you see the pain etched on his face after that one, but he still fights out. Alex Clark now with a Northern Lights suplex to Aiden Flynn. Oh God, this could be the one and only opportunity he gets to do this. Poetry of silence locked in, and Flynn got the ropes. Flynn got the ropes. Aiden could have just been forced to tap out to the poetry of silence, which will be banned next week, but he got the ropes. Alex Clark and Aiden Flynn doing battle now. Snapdragon suplex. Kick right in the head, and Alex and Aiden doing battle. He finally countered that pumping forearm. He's got a long way to go, but he gets Alex back into the M&A corner. And now Noah Kekoa heading to the middle rope, arm breaker, and a club to the back as well. Alex does not care once again. Final destination to Kekoa. And Alex picks him up. Oh, went for the poetry of silence. Noah said no thank you. Alex counters him. Package powerbomb to Kekoa and in the ropes. Kekoa back up. And at this rate, this one may be a draw game at this point. Oh, good Lord, full Nelson slam to Alex Clark. And now just a backbreaker and another, tossing him into the corner. Goes for the cover and in the ropes. Alex desperately trying to crawl as Noah pantomimes to the fans, and he gets to BHJ. Noah wasted valuable time, but palm slams him down. And Noah Kekoa's cleaning house right now. Oh my God, Alex Clark! BHJ nearly just killed Alex Clark. Oh my God! Oh my God, is Alex Clark okay? Holy hell! Big shot to the head of Noah Kekoa as Jay Scott is tagged in. Oh my God! And Noah gets hit with a German by Jay Scott. Jay runs to cover. 2. And they just let Jay Scott pin Noah Kekoa, Aiden Flynn, and Jet Thorne not risking any more damage to get it done. They left him out to dry. I don't believe that as we close out our broadcast for the evening.